What happens when silence becomes the loudest voice in the room? How long can dignity wait before it breaks? What would you do if the world stared at your skin before your eyes? The floors gleam under the harsh fluorescent lights, each reflection a reminder that she shouldn't be here. The janitor's cart rattles softly as she moves through the empty corridors, unseen yet hyper-aware. Whispered remarks and sideways glances follow her, sharp and cutting. But beneath the weight of rejection, a quiet fire builds. Every polished surface she touches, every paper she lifts, every unnoticed detail she observes becomes part of a map only she can see. The building, meant to intimidate and belittle, now holds secrets that belong to no one else but her. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't retreat. Her mind races, absorbing the world that underestimates her, turning every insult into fuel, every doubt into strategy. Hours may pass, but she is patient. Today they told her she didn't belong, but soon the world will have to take notice. The elevator dings, and she steps out into a floor bustling with whispered authority and clipped heels. Everyone's eyes seem to slide past her, yet she notices everything. The schedule of meetings pinned to cubicle walls, the subtle hierarchy in body language, the gaps in security protocols no one bothers to close. She smiles faintly. A secret only she knows. The world underestimates her, and in that underestimation lies her power. She moves with purpose, pretending to sweep while memorizing patterns, cataloging opportunities, and plotting moves that could only occur in silence. Every scoff and dismissive glance sharpens her awareness. Today they see only a cleaner. Tomorrow they will see someone who knows the pulse of everything they thought was theirs alone. She stops at a quiet corner near the boardroom, pretending to tidy a dusty shelf. Her ears catch snippets of conversation, complaints about a failing project, gossip about leadership indecision, whispers of vulnerability. Each detail is a puzzle piece she files away mentally, weaving a map of influence and weakness. The building hums with arrogance and secrecy, but she moves like a shadow, unseen and indispensable. Every small task she completes becomes camouflage for the observations she carefully stores, quietly preparing for a moment no one expects. By mid-afternoon, exhaustion could weigh her down, but instead, it sharpens her. She moves from cubicle to cubicle, chatting politely when acknowledged, smiling when praised, all the while remembering faces, voices, and idiosyncrasies. No one notices the meticulous mental ledger she maintains, who holds influence, who fears scrutiny, who speaks with authority behind closed doors. Her work, once considered menial, is now her apprenticeship in leadership. The building whispers its secrets to those who care to listen, and she listens more intently than anyone else. Evening falls, and the corridors empty. The same place that once felt alien now feels intimate, almost like an extension of her mind. She reviews the day silently, recalling each interaction, each detail of office life, as if tracing invisible lines of power and opportunity. No one has seen her brilliance, but it does not matter. She knows it exists. The building, once a place of exclusion, has become her classroom. And in the quiet, with only the hum of lights and distant traffic, she understands something fundamental. Belonging is not given, it is claimed. The morning sun cuts through the glass walls, illuminating the office like a stage. She moves deliberately, pretending to sweep while her mind traces the unseen connections around her. A misfiled report, a forgotten email, a careless conversation, all are threads she begins to weave into a map only she understands. The office hums with ambition and egos clashing, unaware that the quiet observer is mentally noting each weakness, each opportunity. Today she is just a cleaner. Tomorrow she could be the one holding the board's attention without them even realizing it. Every smile, every nod is measured, strategic, a silent promise that she sees more than they think. In a quiet corner near the executive offices, she pauses to empty a trash bin, her eyes catching a mislaid confidential memo. Fingers brushing over the paper, she notices mistakes others have ignored, patterns that reveal inefficiencies. She files them mentally, not yet acting, but understanding that knowledge is power. Every small observation adds to a larger vision, one that no one suspects exists behind the uniform. The office may think it shapes her, but she is already shaping the office in return. A quiet lunchtime reveals another opportunity. Overheard conversations about internal disputes, whispers of who is trusted and who is feared. She notes the hierarchy and personalities without drawing attention, a silent strategist in plain sight. Every gesture, every expression becomes data, every moment a lesson. The office's arrogance is its blind spot, and she knows how to exploit it, not with confrontation, but with patience, timing, and intellect. By mid-afternoon, she begins small interventions. A misfiled document returns to its proper folder. An overlooked phone call is discreetly logged. A minor problem is quietly solved before it escalates. No one notices the hand that corrects the chaos, but the office slowly moves smoother because of her. Power, she realizes, can be exercised quietly. Influence doesn't demand recognition. It waits for the moment it is needed most. As evening approaches, she pauses near the CEO's office, reflecting on the day's observations. Her uniform is dusty, her hands tired, but her mind is alert, mapping the building's social and operational networks. The same office that tried to diminish her has now unknowingly educated her, teaching her the mechanics of control, influence, and timing. Every insult absorbed, every glance ignored, has become a lesson. She leaves with her cart, not defeated, but silently victorious. Today's small victories are tomorrow's power. A sudden crisis hits. A critical report has been misplaced, threatening a major deal. Panic spreads across the office like wildfire. She steps quietly into the chaos, noting each reaction, each flaw in the system. While others argue and assign blame, she moves methodically, ensuring the missing documents are found and delivered to the right hands. Her presence is unnoticed, yet her actions calm the storm. Today, the building treats her as invisible, but her competence has quietly shifted the outcome. The office hierarchy may scoff at her uniform, but her mind now quietly orchestrates solutions no one else can see. By afternoon, the ripple effect of her interventions begins. An executive notices a detail corrected just in time, a project saved without understanding how. She smiles faintly while pretending to mop the floor, aware that her influence is spreading quietly. Knowledge is her currency, patience her tool. Every overlooked mistake she corrects without credit builds her invisible authority. The office may never thank her, but they are already dependent on her unseen intelligence. Late afternoon brings opportunity. A meeting between hesitant executives shows cracks in decision-making. She notices patterns in arguments, gaps in communication, and overlooked agendas. Mentally, she constructs a plan that could align interests, resolve tensions, and ensure success, and an invisible blueprint only she can see. In that moment, she realizes that understanding human behavior is as powerful as any title or authority. Her mind, sharpened by years of observation and dismissal, is now a quiet engine of change. She begins small interventions that leave subtle marks. A forgotten client email flagged, a misplaced spreadsheet delivered, a scheduling conflict corrected before anyone notices. The office moves more efficiently without understanding why. Her mind orchestrates precision behind the curtain. Those who belittle her fail to recognize the quiet influence she exerts, yet the building itself responds to her touch. Today, she remains a janitor. Tomorrow, she will become indispensable. As evening descends, she steps into the empty hallway, reflecting on the day's maneuvers. Her uniform is dusty, hands marked with cleaning solution, but her mind races with possibilities. She has learned the office's rhythms, the flaws in its systems, the tendencies of those in power. No one has noticed, no one has thanked her, but influence does not require applause. She leaves the office quietly, knowing the seeds of authority have already been planted, ready to grow in ways no one yet imagines. A chance encounter near the coffee machine changes everything. One mid-level strategist pauses, noticing the way she has quietly corrected schedules, organized documents, and anticipated problems before anyone else. Unlike the rest, they see her precision as intelligence, not luck. He leans in, curious, asking questions she answers with subtle insight. A bridge is forming, a first spark of acknowledgement in a building that has long dismissed her. Today, she is still in uniform, but the first seeds of recognition are planted, and with them, the possibility of transformation. She begins sharing subtle insights with her new ally, never claiming credit but offering guidance through careful observation. Together, they discuss workflow inefficiencies and overlooked mistakes. The strategist nods, impressed by her clarity, and slowly begins to entrust her with small but meaningful tasks. The once invisible janitor is now a quiet partner in problem-solving, her intellect finally acknowledged by someone who matters. Word spreads slowly. Other employees begin noticing her competence, discreetly seeking her advice or double-checking facts she has quietly corrected. Her confidence grows. She moves with intention now, no longer merely observing but participating. The building that once tried to diminish her has inadvertently nurtured her expertise. Allies emerge where there were none before, and she realizes she is no longer alone in her ascent. A high-level executive makes a critical decision without consulting the board. Aishi notices a potential flaw and discreetly prepares data to correct it. Her mentor encourages her to share the information, guiding her in tactful communication. For the first time, her expertise directly influences a major outcome. Her mind, honed through observation, transforms into a tool that shapes the company's actions. Today, she is no longer invisible. Her knowledge and insight command attention. Evening falls and the building is quieter, but her presence lingers. She reflects on the alliances she has formed, the small victories she has achieved, and the knowledge she has accumulated. Her uniform may still mark her as a janitor, but her mind and influence have begun to reshape the office. The world that once dismissed her now has to acknowledge the force she represents. Recognition is no longer a question of possibility. It is inevitable. The alarm blares. A major client threatens to pull a deal due to miscommunication and errors. Panic erupts in the boardroom. Executives scramble, voices raised, fingers pointing. She watches quietly from the corridor, absorbing the chaos with a calm intensity. Every detail she has noticed, every conversation she has overheard, every overlooked document she has corrected mentally flashes in her mind. This is the moment she has been preparing for, not in uniform, not as a cleaner, but as someone who understands the machinery of power. With precise timing, she steps forward, offering the solution no one else sees. In that instant, the office begins to acknowledge her value. She moves methodically, retrieving misplaced files, clarifying email chains, and calmly explaining missing details. Executives, initially incredulous, start to listen. Her voice is quiet but authoritative, and her insight instantly resolves confusion. She navigates the crisis with precision, translating chaos into order. For the first time, the office sees her brilliance, and the same people who ignored her yesterday are now dependent on her guidance. Minutes feel like hours as she orchestrates calm. The office, once a place of humiliation and exclusion, now bends quietly to her influence. Her solutions are efficient, elegant, and precise. The panic subsides. The deal is safe. Recognition comes not from applause, but from reluctant nods and incredulous glances. The building, which trained her to observe, now bears witness to her competence. Today she is still in uniform, but tomorrow she will be remembered for the moment she turned chaos into clarity. Word spreads quickly. She is the reason the deal survived. Whispers of admiration and disbelief ripple through the office. People who once mocked her now seek her opinion, discreet. Her mentor smiles knowingly. This is the moment they both anticipated. Aishi realizes that authority doesn't require a title. It requires knowledge, courage, and timing. The power dynamics of the office are shifting, and she is at the center of the change. As evening settles over the building, she pauses at the lobby entrance, reflecting on the day. Her uniform is worn, her hands tired, but her mind is sharp, proud, and focused. Today she was underestimated. Today she proved indispensable. The seeds of influence she planted months ago have grown into undeniable authority. Tomorrow, the world will see what she already knows. She belongs, not because they allowed it, but because she claimed it. The board convenes in the grand conference room. Executives shuffle nervously, some glancing at each other, aware that yesterday's crisis revealed hidden competence. She enters quietly, cart abandoned in the hallway, uniform still bearing traces of her day's labor. Eyes fall on her, not with mockery, but with a dawning respect. Today, she is no longer invisible. She is a symbol of insight, strategy, and resilience. Every whispered doubt that once accompanied her footsteps is replaced by recognition. The person they ignored has reshaped the course of the company. The CEO, flustered and hesitant, gestures toward her. For the first time, her voice carries weight beyond the uniform. She explains solutions, points out improvements, and communicates insights with precision. The executives listen intently. The same people who mocked her are now absorbing her knowledge, recognizing that the office and the company runs smoother because of her intellect and foresight. Authority no longer depends on title. It is earned through action, clarity, and courage. Whispers spread beyond the boardroom. Colleagues who once dismissed her seek her guidance discreetly. The mentor who first noticed her intelligence nods with pride. She walks the hallways now differently. Steps measured, confident, the air around her charged with quiet triumph. Recognition is no longer hypothetical. It is palpable, undeniable. She has transformed perception without fanfare, proving that talent and perseverance cannot be ignored. An executive who once sneered now approaches her hesitantly, offering acknowledgement and respect. She accepts neither apology nor praise, only a nod, recognizing that her achievement is hers alone. Every slight, every whispered, "You don't belong," has been transformed into fuel, strategy, and accomplishment. The boardroom, once a theater of exclusion, has become her proving ground. Today, she is not only seen, she is celebrated. As evening descends, the office buzzes with quiet acknowledgement of her achievements. She stands at the top of the staircase, looking down at the space she has navigated, observed, and ultimately transformed. Today, the building no longer whispers judgment. It reflects her resilience, intelligence, and authority. The world that once told her she didn't belong now has to reckon with the truth. She always did. Her journey is far from over, but the triumph is undeniable. The boardroom is packed. Cameras flash, phones record, and the whispers of disbelief are now replaced by admiration. Today, the same woman who was told she didn't belong walks to the center of attention. She stands tall, calm, and unshaken. Every challenge, every insult, every dismissive glance led to this moment. Today, she is no longer a bystander. She is the story. The room waits in tense silence as her name is called. The announcement reverberates beyond the walls. She is the new CEO. She smiles as the room erupts in applause, not for vanity, but for validation of her perseverance and brilliance. Every underestimated moment, every unnoticed detail, every instance of resilience has led to this culmination. Her journey is proof that intelligence, courage, and integrity can outshine prejudice. Today, the building that once sought to diminish her now celebrates her. She belongs completely, undeniably, triumphantly. Colleagues approach to congratulate her. Some bow with newfound respect. Others express curiosity about how she accomplished what no one thought possible. She listens, nods, and responds graciously, aware that her journey inspires more than it instructs. Today, she is not just a leader, she is a symbol. Proof that resilience, strategy, and dignity can transform not only a life, but an entire organization. She steps to the window of her new office, overlooking the city skyline. The building that once confined her now reflects her legacy. The sun sets, casting golden light across the polished floors, glass walls, and bustling streets below. She breathes deeply, knowing that every obstacle became an opportunity. Her triumph is not only personal, it is a testament to perseverance, intelligence, and courage. The story ends not with fanfare, but with quiet reflection. She remembers the whispered doubts, the dismissive stares, the words that told her she didn't belong. Today, the world knows differently. She belongs because she claimed it. She leads not just with authority, but with empathy, strategy, and resilience. Her journey is now a beacon for those who will follow, proving that brilliance cannot be confined, and courage can turn invisibility into legacy.